What's up, everybody? Noah from Stage 3 Motorsports, and I'm here today with Scott from Icon, and we're going to be taking a look at their wheels. So a lot of you, if you're familiar with Icon's name, you probably know them for their suspension systems, and that's really what you guys focus in on for the most part, but you've just recently started moving into wheels, and we've got one here on the bench, but I was hoping you could kind of walk us through what's different about your wheels and where you're trying to get with the design in these.
Sure. The main reason why most guys will lift their truck in general is to fit a more aggressive wheel and tire combo.
Yeah.
And one of the questions we get asked most of the time is, what's the biggest tire I can fit with this?
Sure.
And honestly, the right answer to that question is, it depends on the wheel that you're pairing with it and their dimensions, offset, backspacing, all that sort of stuff. So in order to fit our recommended tire size on a lot of platforms, we would have a very specific wheel dimension that we would recommend. And honestly, most of the wheel manufacturers either wouldn't offer that one, or they would go for more of a style, better selling offsets and stuff like that for the appearance, which doesn't work as well from a performance or tire fitment standpoint.
Sure.
Icon Alloys was born out of that to basically fill that niche by making wheels for the application in our specific recommendations as far as dimensions go, so that it bolts on, you run our recommended tire size, and there's pretty much nothing else you have to worry about. There's not a list of offsets you have to choose from. You own a Tacoma, you own a Ranger, you own a Raptor, like we have the wheel for you. You're dialed, bolt it on and go. The caliper clearance, everything is designed around the brake platforms so that you can fit sometimes smaller wheels than would otherwise work. For example, the Toyota Tundra is a really good one.
Yeah.
Most guys will tell you that you can only run 18s. That is not the case. Our 17 inch, we have it in our 6B design, our rebound design, and also now our compression design you see on the Ranger behind us. That is a 17 by 8.5 that clears the brake package on that just fine. And so you can run a larger sidewall tire, more compliance, you can run lower pressure, and just make it ride and perform better, basically.
Yeah, which that's great. I mean, as you said, really, there's not a lot of crazy magic there. It's just that you're working with the platform that the wheel's going on. So like with the Tundra, it's one of those things where you guys have done the measurements and figured out the backspacing and the offset that works, instead of just throwing something generic out there and saying,
yeah,
hit or miss.
Yeah, it looks good, but it doesn't exactly work right.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're going for. And that's really just diving more in on that application-specific total package that we're all about. So now you have the perfect wheel to complement your suspension system, and it really takes the guesswork out of it. You don't have to be an expert on this sort of stuff to make a good working system.
For sure. And I think it probably goes without saying, but all of your wheels are designed to work in tandem with the suspension that you have. So anybody that's running an Icon setup can run one of these wheels and be comfortable that it's not going to hit their resis or going to bump into upper control arms and things like that. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yeah, as long as you're still running our, close to our recommended tire size, and there's variations you can do from that, of course, and especially if you're willing to do a little bit of trimming on your truck, sometimes you can still fit a larger tire than what we even recommend. From a important component clearance standpoint, stuff you can't cut, that's not really going to ever be an issue.
It really is dialed in pretty well, especially with our blue F-150. We had their compression wheels on there for a long time, and it does get just that right stance where it's at the edge of the wheel well, you don't have the train car look, and you're not way outside, and we're able to run, a 33 1250, which is a really wide 33, kind of an abnormal tire, without having any issue. And the truck's pretty lightly modded. It's always been just at like 2 inches of lift. It's really nothing wild. So I think that's a pretty good representation of what those wheels are able to accommodate.
And furthermore on that, regarding the Ranger, the bolt pattern is a 6 on 5.5, which is very, very common from a truck standpoint.
That's a lot of Toyotas, Tacomas,
Chevys, I mean, lots. So that's a wheel that we offer already. However, it's optimized for the Toyota platform for the most part, so it doesn't work exactly right. So we make another same bolt pattern, just a different offset specific for the Rangers. That's really going to dial it in the way that we want to.
Awesome. So one last thing, Scott, what could you tell me about the actual build and material of these wheels?
So this is a cast aluminum wheel. We try to make them on the stronger side of things. For example, our rebound design like this, same as compression, will have a 2,750 pound load rating, which is a bit above average for your standard cast wheel of that same size. And we have lots of other designs that have different load ratings as well, to kind of depending on what you're looking for as far as the style of the wheel.
Sure.
But that extra load rating really gives you the confidence to go out and use the truck, load it down, and off-road, you don't have to worry about bending anything or damaging something that otherwise would mess up your wheel. And then we use a two-tone powder coat finish on most of the finishes like this. This is our titanium, which is a matte, has the matte black simulated bead ring on here with color match bolts. And those are real bolts, none of that cheesy plastic stuff that's going to fall out over time. And they are removable if you want to customize them or change them out. I mean, you can take them out with this regular old socket and put them back in. So I have a lot of customers that customize those, put their own spin on the color.
Sure, color match to the vehicle or something
Exactly,
like that.
yeah.
Nice.
And yeah, so it's it really lets you customize them and get down into it and make it your own.
Awesome. Yeah, and then as far as finish is concerned, obviously you mentioned the gray finish here. You guys also have that like dark bronze that we were running on our blue F-150, and then there's a like satin or matte black as well, I believe.
We call it a satin black. It's that's one of our definitely popular colors.
Okay.
The bronze actually has done really well. It works on a much wider range of paint colors than I would have ever expected. Think outside the box a little bit, be a little adventurous to pair that with a color that you wouldn't necessarily think.
Sure.
You know, you don't necessarily have to go with the black wheel these days.
Yeah, a lot of other options out there. Well, awesome. Thank you, Scott, for coming in and walking us through the Icon wheel setup and what you guys do. I really appreciate that. And for those of you watching, if you're interested in picking up some Icon wheels or finding out more details, we'll have some links down in the description that'll shoot you over to our website. And with that being said, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.